All right, let's dive into something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's being built right now. It's called Knowledge 3D, or K3D for short, and it's set to completely flip the script on how we think about an AI's mind.
Nah, I mean, seriously, have you ever thought about that? Not as some kind of vague metaphor, but what the actual internal landscape of its knowledge would look like if you could see it. Because if we could see it, well, maybe we could finally understand it. And that question right there is the key to this whole thing.
So here's the core idea, the big shift. Right now, AI memory is like a sparse constellation. You've got these bits of knowledge scattered across a massive empty void of mathematical parameters. The K3D vision is to basically transform that into a dense, rich, interconnected galaxy of knowledge, where every single piece of information has a specific place and a relationship to everything else.
But to really get why this galaxy idea is such a game changer, we have to talk about why that constellation model is a problem in the first place. So let's dig into the core memory issue that's holding back today's AI.
Okay, so the fancy term for this scattered mess is parametric memory. Knowledge is just smeared out across billions of different weights inside a neural network. And this low-density, kind of chaotic arrangement, well, it's the root cause of huge problems like the infamous black box issue. And you guessed it, those incredibly frustrating AI hallucinations.
So how do you fix a scattered constellation? Well, you pull all those stars together and build a coherent galaxy. And that's exactly what K3D is all about. It's a totally new way to think about organizing AI knowledge. And this quote, man, it just nails it. This is the best way to picture it. Forget typing prompts into a little box. Imagine a shared 3D world, almost like a video game, where you and an AI can literally walk through data, pick up concepts, and build new structures of understanding side by side.
And the basic building block of this whole universe is something called the K3D node. Think of it as a single atom of knowledge. And it's so clever because it's a unified object. For us humans, it's a 3D shape we can see and mess with. But for the AI, that same object holds a vector embedding, the pure math representation of that concept. So it's one object, but it speaks two different languages.
And that whole idea, one world, two languages, is where things get really, really cool. This is the central innovation. Let's look at how this creates a shared reality for two totally different kinds of minds.
They call it the dual client architecture. So you, the human, you see this intuitive, game-like 3D world. You can walk around, you can pick things up. The AI, on the other hand, it sees a semantic landscape. For the AI, close doesn't mean physical distance, it means conceptual similarity. It's the exact same reality, just perceived in the native tongue of each intelligence. And what this means is, for the first time, we can actually see an AI think. When you ask it a question, you could literally watch its avatar navigate this 3D space, moving from one knowledge node to the next. This visible thinking path makes its reasoning totally transparent and verifiable. The black box is finally cracked wide open.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds incredibly ambitious, almost like pure sci-fi, right? So what makes this project credible? Well, it all comes down to a really unique way of building it, and some seriously rigorous science to back it all up.
The system's being built using a method the founder actually calls vibe coding. Think of it like this. A human visionary acts as the architect, setting the big picture, the creative direction. Then AI partners, who don't have egos or biases, handle all the nitty-gritty coding and logic. It's a whole new model for human-AI co-creation. And get this isn't just theory. This unique way of working is already getting some frankly unbelievable results. The project has validated a data compression ratio of nearly 69:1. That's not a guess. It's a hard, measured number that proves just how insanely efficient this system is at organizing knowledge.
But here's the real kicker. This isn't just some clever engineering trick. The project's core principles, like that crazy compression, are actually described as a mathematical necessity. They come directly from information theory. It turns out knowledge itself is fractal. Patterns repeat at every scale. K3D is just built to take advantage of that fundamental structure of reality.
Okay, so let's pull all these threads together. We've got a transparent, hyper-efficient AI memory that's built on the fundamental laws of math. Let's connect this back to those problems we talked about at the beginning and see why this really could change everything.
So the K3D advantage really comes down to four things. First off, it grounds the AI in a reality we can both see and verify, which is a huge step towards solving hallucinations.
Second, that visible thinking path gives us true explainability. Third, it starts to move AI beyond just being a tool and toward being a real cognitive partner. And finally, it completely changes how we find information. We stop searching and we start exploring.
And that quote right there, that's the whole ballgame. This isn't about just building a better app or a better piece of software. It's about building a whole new type of reality, a shared mental space for humans and AI. It's literally the dawn of a new kind of thinking. So let's end on this thought. For the entire history of computers, our relationship has been pretty one-way. We tell them what to do. K3D is proposing a two-way street. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What happens when we can finally stop talking at our machines and start exploring their minds with them?